Hey guys, it's Woody the Unexceptional Gamer, and here's the deal. About maybe 2-3 months ago, I made a video called My Hacker's Going to Jail. There'll be a link on the screen, and it's about Cosmo, otherwise known as Cosmo the God. So what Cosmo would do is, through a mix of technical and social skills, he would like pretty much just wreak havoc on on companies and their websites and their like processes for dealing with stuff, customer service, etc. He took down NASDAQ, CIA.gov, right, which is Americans' like Central Intelligence Agency. He took down UFC.com. He redirected 4chan to point to his own Twitter account. He pioneered social engineering techniques, it's coming out of the article I'm reading, to gain access to user accounts at Amazon, PayPal, and a slew of other companies. That slew of other companies includes Microsoft, because how I learned about Cosmo the first time was he stole my Xbox Live gamer tag. Somehow I got on his radar, and they didn't really hate me or have any problem with me. They just liked beating up big things, and I guess I was on their, I don't know, on their minds. So it was just around Christmas time. It was like the day after Christmas, and they stole my Xbox Live user account by, I guess they talked to the Netflix people, got them to give them my credit card number, and then using my credit card number, name, and address, they were able to talk to the Microsoft people, and that was what it took to confirm that they were me. And then, you know, Microsoft gave them my Xbox Live user account, and then I was screwed. So I had to work with Microsoft and prove that I was me and get it back. And, you know, in the end, it all worked out okay. But it sucked. It sucked for me, and it put a damper on my Christmas vacation. And, you know, I was stressed, and then that stressed everybody else out. And, you know, that was my Christmas last year. So, he's been sentenced. That's what's new. That's why I'm making a video. And here's the deal. He had to plead guilty to all the stuff that he did, which I guess is okay because he was guilty. And they have revoked his access to the internet until he's 21 years old, which in this case is 6 years. So for 6 years, he'll have no access to the internet. And I thought he was a little older than that, but I guess not. So I'm stuck on whether or not the punishment fit the crime, right? It's on one hand, you know, it's all cyber crimes, etc. You know, nobody was physically hurt or whatever. On the other hand, you know, cyber crime's real crime. You know, when you like UFC, I'm positive was, you know, getting people working overtime. There were, you know, parents that didn't get to see their kids at dinner because they were dealing with the downtime that he caused just for kicks, right? Just because he liked doing it, just because, you know, he felt like it makes some sort. I don't know why you take down websites and stuff like that. And because on the other hand, like on the other side of that computer, of that site, there are adults who'd rather be eating dinner with their family. There are adults who'd rather be home, who are working overtime to deal with the fact that you're attacking them. And, you know, if you attack someone and you cost a company business and you cost individuals time, then those are real attacks. And actions are supposed to have consequences, right? Everybody knows that. Everybody believes in that. You don't get to just throw paint on people's houses, throw bricks at people's windows, or, you know, do whatever it is to websites that wrecks them and have that go without any kind of punishment. That's the deal, you know? What he did to me on Christmas wasn't cool. Yet somehow, even in my head, I'm thinking like, well, does he really need to be punished? Couldn't he just promise not to do it again? I don't know. Here's something from the article. Let me read it to you. To keep someone off the internet for 6 years, that one term seems unduly harsh. You're talking about a bright, gifted kid in terms of all things internet. At some point, after getting on the right path, he could do some really good things. I feel that monitored internet for 6 years is a bit on the hefty side. It could sideline his whole life, his career path, his art, his skills. At some level, it's like taking away Mozart's piano. And from there, I find myself a little mixed up. I'm not quite sure which side of this I should fall on. I am his victim. His victims are real. You know, did get abused by this guy on Christmas, and there were other people who got abused by them. There were businesses that lost money because of him, or didn't make as much money, or however you want to phrase it. Businesses that spent money to deal with the attacks that he was levying against them. And if you attack someone and then they prosecute you under the law and you're found guilty, and there's a multi-state FBI sting operation like there was with him, then there's a certain punishment that goes with that. That's how that's supposed to work. Like you don't get to just abuse people and treat them wrong, or abuse companies or whatever, and say that you should get off scot-free with such behavior. That's kind of the deal. But you hate to take away a kid's future for it. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. I've got two things buzzing around in my head here. One, what is the proper punishment for this kind of offense? And two, am I a sucker for having sympathy and being easy on people who who attack me without reason? Let's make it in the physical world. Let's draw an analogy. Let's say that somebody came up to you without any reason, didn't know him, never spoke to him, never met him, and he slapped you across the face hard, right? 5 fingers, red mark, etc. So you go to the police, and the police say, all right, we're going to take care of this guy. We're going to put him on parole for the next 6 years. Would you? Now, of course, he's not really getting all this punishment because of me. They don't mention me in the article. There's other stuff they're really worried about. But hypothetically, if there was a big punishment to someone who walked around slapping people and you were just one of the many victims, would you be like, well, 6 years, gosh, that seems, I can forgive him, really. You don't have to punish him for that much. That's kind of how I'm feeling. And I'm kind of wondering, am I too soft? I guess I have some sympathy for this guy, and some sympathy because he's young too, perhaps. Young people make mistakes, but if you make your mistakes that are big enough, they actually do have real life consequences. That don't go away, that alter the direction that your life otherwise would have taken. And that's where he is. So anyway, I'll link the article in the description, and you can let me know what you think. How would you be feeling if this guy, stole something from you? Not your gamer tag doesn't really say it, right? Because not everyone takes their gamer tag as seriously as I do. In my case, it's I make my living on that gamer tag. It's WoodysGamertag. I can't just swap it out. I wouldn't want to. But if someone had taken something from you, how would you feel about it? How forgiving would you be? That's what I want to know.